We got him when he was about 4 inches, like the size of this one right here. And as you can see, he's grown up to about 13 inches now. And the reason why he's so healthy is not only because we give him a proper diet, but also because we perform monthly water changes in his habitat. So today I'm going to show you how I perform the water changes for my fish to make sure they stay as healthy as possible. First, you're going to need a siphon vacuum, a sponge, and a hose, as well as a tub and bucket to put the wasted water in it. And then finally, you're going to want to add chlorinator into it once you're all done. So first, to do the water change, you're going to want to have the siphon vacuum. With the siphon vacuum, it's what you're going to use to clean the gravel. You're going to stick it into the gravel, shake it around, and you'll see all the debris float up the tube into the waste bucket that you brought out. Then you're going to need a sponge to eliminate any algae that grows on the glass. As you can see, our fish tank doesn't really have any algae because we treat it with algae eliminator, which is something you could do as well. But in the situation that you have algae, use a sponge, clean off the glass, as well as any decorations that had it growing. Obviously, in the end, you're going to want to use the hose to then fill the water up, and then the dechlorinator to dechlorinate the water that you put in. You can see here how cloudy the water is. The water's cloudy because when they eat the food, it decays and starts decomposing within the rocks, as well as their poop and their pee, because they do also poop and pee like any other animal. So it's all within the rocks. In order to actually clean the rocks first, you want to turn off the filter so you don't electrocute yourself. Take precaution. So we're gonna unplug that. So now that our filter's off, we can take the siphon vacuum and set it up into the tub so it doesn't fall out. Then you want to take the tube itself carefully without harming the fish. Stick it all the way at the bottom, and then you're going to want to start pumping. As you can see, it's going to start pumping into the bucket, and then you want to get into the gravel and just shake it around, and you'll see all the waste slowly go in to the vacuum. There isn't much waste because we treat these fish very well, but when you do it monthly, you'll see that there's more waste than this. I'm going to give you a little information on why it's important to change the water. Shirley Sharp says in her blog post on preciouspets.com, she says, waste products are not the only reason water needs to be changed. Trace elements and minerals in the water are important both to the stability of the water chemistry and your fish. This is a quick disclaimer. I'm not going to be doing a full water change or a 50% because I performed one 2 weeks ago. So universally, you can apply the same method if you want to do a 20%, 25%, or even 50%, or a full water change. You can use the same method as it works universally for any sort of tank, whether it be a 5-gallon or a 65-gallon like the one we have here. So once you have the desired amount of water out, you can then obviously throw the water out outside. And then if you need to rearrange some decorations again, you can. And then after this is where you take your hose and then you plug it into your source of water and you start filling the tank. Hose carefully without making sure you spill throughout the house, like I did accidentally. That's why I'm a little wet and sweaty. So just start filling it up. And be easy because the fish still are in here. So you just put it against the wall and cover it with your fingers so the stream isn't as powerful. And then you just wait until you fill it up to the right level. It's important to add dechlorinator to your water because, as stated on fishtankguide.net, this damage will allow ammonia to start to build up in the tank, eventually becoming harmful to your fish. For this reason, it is important that you treat your water to remove chlorine with the appropriate dechlorinator. After you've completed the water change and you've cleaned up the mess, give it a couple of hours before you actually start seeing the results, as this is a long process considering that the water is still murky from any debris left over. If you look closely, you can see that it is still actually cloudy, but it is starting to become more transparent throughout the back. I promise you by the morning, this will be crystal clear and your fish tank will be looking better than ever. As I've demonstrated to you guys today, water changes are an easy process that can take 10 to 30 minutes depending on the size of your tank. It's an essential part of taking care of fish because it cleans their habitat, making them have a healthy environment as well as making it look crystal clear and nice for the viewing. Mike Coy is happy as he is right now living in his tank because we've been doing that for his whole life, cleaning out the tank once a month and giving him appropriate diets. Sadly though, our koi is going to have to be sold because he is actually too big for this tank now. But I have a trustable and credible person that is willing to buy the fish and is going to put him into an appropriate pond. And it's also nice to take care of the fish because it shows importance to your pets, just like taking care of a dog, taking care of a cat or a bird, or even any animal you desire to have in your household. Not only that, but it's also a very relaxing and soothing activity to do as you start a process and finish it, and then you see the end results, and the end results are really worth it in the end when you see crystal clear water after everything is settled. I hope you found this video very helpful, or the final nudge to convince yourself to get a fish tank. It really is a worth it sort of deal for me as well as other fish hobbyists. So if you get one, remember to do this. And if you like what I've done with the fish tank, then subscribe.